Mm.
Okay, so let's start with questions. Well, first question is actually, are we ready for the second quarter of the year? It starts tomorrow. Who's got their plan ready? Yeah.
No, I
No.
haven't. I've had a difficult week, so I haven't done anything.
You have. You did when you were at another funeral.
Oh, yeah, it was my niece's funeral on Friday. But anyway, I don't want to prolong on that. So no, I'm not ready, but I will be.
Okay, cool. Cool. Lorna, are you ready for the second quarter?
Not quite. I would say I'm ready to dive into being ready for it. That's what's good.
Yeah, that's good, Lorna, yeah.
And Marina, I think, is probably got the kids or the school run or something. Are you ready? Naomi, are you ready? Second quarter of the year?
I actually was planned before even joining the Vortex, so I am ready. And it's great that I've got all the agents to help me get into it.
Brilliant. Cool. Marina, where are you at? You've been guns blazing, I see online. You've been like selling loads of stuff.
Oh, well, that was just a little flash sale that I got a nudge to do. As you do. I've got, what have I got? Oh my gosh, I've got lots of events coming up. And I'm going to be doing my second launch of the Akashic Oracle card certification. So I kind of have a loose plan, but you know me, I'm not very specific with my plans. That's how I roll. So I kind of got a few big things planned, and that's as much as I do.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Morning.
Morning. Yes, morning. I connected with my phone because I don't know what's going on with my internet.
Okay, it's all good. Right, so before we get going, has anybody got any questions? Anything you're stuck on, not sure about? Success story? Anything?
I just want to make sure that I'm doing this correct, Wendy.
Go on then.
So at the end of the week, I speak to Lucas.
Yeah.
I have obviously I've done all what I'm going to do in the week, and then I just ask him to do a review of the week, to do review everything that I've done. I then download that into a document.
Yep.
Then to start the next week, I put in those 4 or 5 key documents that we've got, and then I put in the review of the week.
Yep.
And for him then to say, right, we're ready to roll for next week. Is that right? Am I doing that right?
Yep, perfect. Perfect. So with the documents, you just want to think about which are the relevant ones. What's the most relevant? So you may not need all of them. You might just need your ideal client profile and your quarterly targets, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt adding in the other documents.
Well, mine are all together anyway, so I'll just bung them in and he's got them.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, but that will definitely give you context. Yeah, so you're on track, Lise. Perfect. So
I just had a question. Yeah, just want to confirm with you because I'm setting up my business, so I'm opening a new ChatGPT account to separate everything. So I'm separating, and I wanted to check because I'm gonna have my old ChatGPT running while I'm doing the new one for maybe a couple of weeks. Can I use the agents in both ChatGPT?
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure before
yeah, as long as you've got the link, it's fine.
Okay.
What will start to happen, there's no other way around it, I can't see any other way around it at the moment, is that the links will sporadically change. So if people drop out, I'll have to change the links. And I can't see, the only other way of doing it is really technical and it pushes the price right up. And I just don't want to do that. A, because it's very complicated, and B, because I don't want to put the price up either. So fortunately, yeah, it might be at some point the links will change more frequently. At the moment.
But in that case, you will send it to us and we will update it, but it won't change the conversation that we had.
No, it won't change the conversation that you've had. That will still be there.
Okay.
Yeah, that will still be there. What will change is the links on the list. So on the document, that's where I
Yeah.
change them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the easiest way to easiest way to do it. Cool.
Okay.
So anyone else have a question?
I've got a
I-
sorry.
I-
I've got a success, Wendy. I
Oh.
just wanted to say that I've rebranded my Substack channel. It was a very lame sounding from stuck to free, and with the
Yeah.
help of the agents, it's now Brave Not Broken, which is far
Oh,
more powerful.
nice.
Yeah, so that I'm going to use that for the title of my book as well. So Brave Not Broken, and I've redone with the help of the agents, redone my quiz with Harry. Is it that does the quizzes?
Yeah,
I've
Harry's
helped
quiz.
me rewrite my quiz, so that's gone from stuck to free to the clear, calm, and confident quiz. Again, it's much more
Nice.
focused.
Yeah.
And I've managed to do an outline of my next, because what gives me the biggest headache is not knowing what to post daily on Facebook. It absolutely does my head in. So
Yeah.
I've got a 12-week pillar focused content strategy, and we've done the first week of posts in full with options to turn them into reels and audio and all sorts, and the first and all of the Substacks that go with that throughout the 12 weeks. So yeah, using the agents and Lucas, and like taking the individual work in separate places and then putting it into Lucas. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been very encouraging.
Good. That's good to hear. Good boy, Lucas. Good man.
Yeah.
Sarah, well done. And Lorna?
I do have a question. I know when we did the VIP back in the fall, there was that piece where we did go and step by step for getting ready for things. Is that what I would refer back to? Because I haven't, as you very accurately pointed out, that I haven't really been using the agents for my overall structure of business. Although the work that I've been doing, the conversations have been just those so profound. I'm just loving it.
Yeah.
So is there some place in the Vortex where it would have those step by steps, or do I go back into what you and I had done in the VIP
I
for
think you need
getting...
to go back into the VIP. Yeah, it's all there.
Okay.
It's all there, because when I updated it with that other document the other day, it's all in there.
Okay. All right. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Any other questions?
Yes,
Wendy,
one more question.
No, let
Pardon.
Christina go. Go on,
No,
Christina.
Yeah, just very quickly. So maybe this is obvious, but I'm setting up my company in France. I live in France. And I found an agent separate from yours that is specialized on French administration. So I was wondering, our agents that we're using with you, would they also be knowledgeable on this, or is it something general? I just want to understand.
All right. I'm not sure what the question is. Do you
Well, yeah, tell me.
did they speak French, or do they?
No. I found a service on ChatGPT that is it's a specialized on French administration, which is quite particular.
Right. Yeah.
And so I've been registering my business with his help. But
Yeah.
I was wondering if the agents that you have created, would they know about the French administration?
No.
So I can start. Okay.
No.
That's
No. You would need to maybe have a couple of sheets that says about gives an outline of what the French administration is, and then you would need to upload that to give context.
into the agent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
not gonna work because it's very wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I keep using my French admin agent, and I do the rest for the business. Okay. I was wondering.
Yeah. No, they're not trained on that. That's a really specific agent. You know, it's the one you're using has been created specifically for that task, whereas these are very different tasks.
Okay.
Yeah. Sarah?
Yeah, I was going to ask, does Ascend Pro, is that what we use to create the weekly and monthly report, or do we go back? This is a bit like the other question, or do we go back into the sprint Google Doc and use that prompt?
I would use the Google Doc prompt
Okay.
because what I've found is the agent that I created, if there's a big conversation that you've
Yeah.
had on the week, it's not as good. The prompt
Okay.
is actually better.
Okay.
Which prompt though? Because we've used loads of prompts.
So it's for the end of week report, Lisa. You know the one that you're using, the
Yeah,
one
because
that,
I haven't been putting that prompt in. I've just put in my own prompt and
oh,
just
that's
asked
fine. That's fine.
summary. But what I wasn't sure whether I should be using that prompt or not. So just go back into the Google Docs and the end of week prompt, put that in, copy and
Yeah.
paste and put that in. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So there's different sections to that. There's the analysis with Lucas. There's the analysis with Wendy and Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you can
So
bring in.
just do the analysis of Lucas if I'm using because
Yeah.
I use Lucas as my main. I tend to record everything into Lucas.
Yeah. Brilliant. And then if you want a different perspective, just bring in Wendy or Tim or another agent to give you a different level of insight, because they will. As Wendy's particularly good at, you know, what has Lucas missed? What are the blind spots?
Yeah.
What are the opportunities that I haven't seen? So it gives you another layer of insight from, you know, an expert, an AI expert that Lucas hasn't seen. So it is valuable.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. And I would bring Wendy then into that chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just do the @ sign and then just
put Wendy in. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Just put it.
Naomi's got her hand up as well.
Oh, okay. I can't see. So thank you for that, Naomi.
Oh, thanks loads. It's clear from listening to everybody that I'm missing something here in terms of prompts, in terms of weekly downloads and everything. Have you got a guide or something where I can make the most of everything?
It's from a different course which I run every quarter, and it's helping people to get ready for the second quarter. So it's separate to what we're doing in the Vortex. Hence the reason why people are asking questions about the end of week.
Right. Perfect. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So any more questions before I show you some new things in ChatGPT?
Yes, just one thing, one more thing.
Yeah.
This is because I'm switching into my business now. So I have to redo the prompts, right? I have to, from the beginning, I have to do the initial prompts that you gave us, right?
Yeah, so you don't need to change the prompts. What you need to do is just go through the process again.
I mean, what I mean, I have to refill the prompt that you gave us.
Yeah.
You gave us a sheet and I have to put this information related to the new business, the setting up of okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's a completely different business. Just go through the process again.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so final question, anyone? No? Okay, cool. Right. So there's been a couple of major updates with ChatGPT. The first one is that it now they've got so many different models that it's confusing. It's confusing for me, and I use this all of the time. So we now have, let me just see which one it's actually in. So 4.5, I think they had last time. Yeah, we had 4 we've had for a while. What is new is within 4 and 4.5, the art has now changed. They've updated how the types of art that you can create. So you've got DALL. Think of it as an agent who carries out specific art. But you've also got this new one, which sits within 4.0. You click it. It's much more about advertising, and it's much more about creating images for advertising and marketing. So it will add text onto an image. Let me just see if I can find it's very slow. It's very slow. It's clean, but it is very slow. You'd be better off probably just still using Canva. The other thing that you can do is you can add images of yourself and it will create a graphic, or you can add an image of someone else, which you haven't been able to do up until now. Do you see how slow it is? It's like watching paint dry. It's literally, you could have done this 5 times over in Canva by now. What it's doing is it's going to replace some of the places like Fiverr, I think, in terms of getting your images, and to some degree, Canvas stock images as well. I think probably replace it some. So it's. I mean, I can't use this. It's just too slow for me.
It's like I'll dial up.
Yeah, it's like I would have gone into Canva right now. But you can add different elements and you can add it to merge different elements. Oh, but it's just very, very, very slow. So it sits under 4, so it's added the text. So it's done the color of the text and it's added it in quite nicely. It's done a nice font. It's clear. It's laid out well. So it sits under 4. And then you can just click 3 little buttons, and then you can do, you can create your art. Or you can, and this is where I prefer to do it, is you can go into Explore GPTs, go down to DALL-E, and then you have much more freedom to create in DALL-E. So you have, I think I dropped it what did I drop it into? WhatsApp. Yeah. The courses that I've held historically in the past. So those are still good. They're quite comprehensive. And also within there is a list of, oh God, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds different styles of art. So what you can do now, so there's 2 images here of 2 different people. I can ask it to recreate this image in a particular style of art, and it should. It should take the images, recreate the image, take the faces and recreate the image into pop art. So you couldn't do this before, this is new. Before, historically, you weren't able to do any images at all. I mean, of faces. So it's got, funny. Well, it's taken the brain, taken AI. Yes, you can. That's taken off Helen's mug, I think. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but it's not bad. So.
And it was much quicker than the other one, but
yeah. Oh yeah, the other one, I just don't understand why it's so painfully slow. And this isn't even, Helen's got boobs. She didn't have boobs in this one. Interesting. This isn't even the full version. Full version isn't out yet. So the art is going to get better. The art is already very good if you know how to use it, if you know how to work with it. But always think of your first image as a template, as you're never going to like it. It's always going to suck. But from here, you can think, what is it that needs to change? What style of art? What style of branding, colors? You can start to actually, once you've got this, think of it as a template and then add in lots of different layers, and you'll end up creating some magnificent pictures. So for my toolkit, I mean, I must have done about, I don't know, 12,000 images using ChatGPT. So I am an advanced user, and it knows my style of art well. So there is definitely something in you needing needing to play and use the model so it learns your style. Interesting. There's not one image here.
So you have to prompt it. I mean, you put the image and you say, I want to do this, this, that. It doesn't give you options, right?
It doesn't give you options. It's a prompt, but it's a layered prompt. So you need to think about the different elements, the location, the colors, the what's in the image, how you want it to be presented, and just work in layers. So have a template and then work in layers around the image. For some reason, it's not bringing any image up, which is a bit strange. Yeah.
What do you mean when you say have a template?
Sorry? Say that again, you cut off.
What do you mean when you say, yes, sorry, my internet is not great. What do you mean when you say have a template?
Right, so what I mean is have layers. What I would do is I dropped some courses into WhatsApp. Have a look at the courses because they're extensive and they teach you how to actually create the art. Whereas I'm just showing you what the updates have been. Yeah. So you can now upload photos and base the image based off a photo, which means that you can add photos of yourself in and create different types of images, which is great.
Wendy, is this the course that I did with you when we first met?
Probably. It is over a year old.
Mm.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's brilliant. Do it then, ladies. It's really fun. It's really fun.
There's three there. There's an introduction to art, signature art, and there's creating oracle and coaching cards. Yeah. Okay, so that's the art. It is, considering where we were first time, Sarah, when we started using it, we used to have two heads and four legs, and those days are gone.
Funny hands, 10 fingers.
Funny hands, funny fingers, very odd pictures. But also you can brand it in your colors as well. So these images, these are my brand colors. It's created it in. So if you want to use your brand colors, you can pop them in there. But yeah, do the courses because they are really in depth. Okay.
Wendy, when did you put the link in for the courses? What?
Would have been about 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
Okay, right, I'll go back on that then.
Yeah.
So these are courses that you do or someone else?
No, I've done. I've done.
Okay.
So they're 3 2-hour masterclasses. There's 3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, if you don't see yourself creating that much art, I would just do the introduction. Because that's all you need. That's all you need, really. Okie dokie. So there are 2 new agents. One I created yesterday, which is really comprehensive. There's actually a lot that's gone into DANI, but you may not need her, him, to her or him, whichever you prefer. Basically, I created an agent called Jennifer to identify funding grants. If you work in the health and well-being, you know, if you're in the personal development space, it will help you to find grants and funding for your projects. So once you've got the funding application, they can be quite complicated. So DANI's been created to help with the writing process. And yeah, it's quite comprehensive, but you may not need it. However, I do think it might be worth using to create stories, to create narratives that will really help to connect on an emotional level with your clients, because it's really, it would be worth giving it a go and seeing what the difference is. Because there's a lot in the background of this one. It took, I think it was 58 pages of training data I used to train. So that's a lot.
Then again, my question, this is for the world or is it for the UK specifically? This agent?
Well, no, this is for the world. Because, well, I suppose what you mean about the world.
Well,
You will need, if you have a funding application, you'll need to give it the funding application and then it will figure it out from there.
yeah.
Yeah, so it needs to have the context from the funding application anyway.
Okay.
And then it will work. Because
Okay.
then you can say who, you know, what country it's for, what industry, but this is based around health and well-being. So
Yes.
it's got that slant to it. But if you give it the context, it can work from the basis of the context. It's just the
Okay.
administration is something really specific. You know, that's French administration. That's like got its own genre. Whereas this is about filling in a application, which is different. Right. So Danny was created yesterday. The other one that has been created is Helen, who's really different from any of the other agents that have been created to date because she's been created on the personality of Helen, because she was commissioned by Helen. So she is, I would say, caring, compassionate, supportive, holds. I think, Lorna, you used Helen, haven't you? And you really enjoyed the conversation with Helen. Oh, has she gone?
Yeah, no, I'm here. It was really wonderful. Just really, yeah, there was, and the prompts. She came back. Okay, well, let's quietly, let's gently go into this. You know, just sort of by the words that are used, just keep, you know, yeah, just relax into this, relax into this. It was really beautiful.
Yes, it's very different to Lucas. Very, very, very different. I would say much more feminine, much more mother. Helen's very mothery, mothering. That's the word, I think. But she's basically designed to help you to get out of decision fatigue. So she'll take you through a process, a step-by-step journaling process, whereby if you trust the process and answer the questions, you'll get insights that you hadn't seen before, which is pretty cool.
That's true. And the fun, and she often will come up with the, you know, 3 or 4 different journal prompts. Okay, which one of those do you want to start with? Or yeah, so it's not just one. Okay, where do we go? So it gives that opportunity to really tune in. It was great.
Yeah.
And is Helen on the latest? Is Helen on the latest list of agents then?
Yeah. On the list of latest agents. She's an acquired taste. She is an acquired taste. You have to my patience. I work quite quickly, so I have to breathe and move into Helen because she's much calmer, whereas I'm like Helen's much more calmer. But if you trust the process and go through the process with Helen, you get great insight. So she's very different, really, really, really different, and mirrored of Helen. So it reflects her personality and her style and how she likes to work. Okay, so does anyone else have any questions?
No.
We all good?
Just the last one.
Yeah.
So you said that because I've been setting up the business, registering and all that, and you asked me, can you tell me more about the business? So do I just give you some information in the WhatsApp chat?
So
you asked me.
I thought so. You've obviously got a list of tasks that you need to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would just put all the tasks down there, or even put all of the tasks into maybe Wendy. Maybe put a list of tasks into Wendy and say, this is what I'm working on.
Okay, sorry, maybe I didn't explain myself well. In WhatsApp chat,
Yeah.
you asked me at some point, can you tell me about your business? And I haven't done it yet. So I was wondering if you need this information in there or no.
I don't need it. I would just take
Okay.
that list that you were going to do and then maybe put it in Wendy and say, this is what I'm working on.
And would it help if I also put initially the business plan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So give context. Yeah.
Okay.
Give the context, give the background, set the scene.
Okay.
It will naturally build as you're going through it anyway, because you'll be asked questions.
Yeah, but there is one thing about this is like, because I'm using it a lot, I think at some point it start to slow down.
Yeah.
And then I have to recreate the conversation.
Yeah.
So it means that I have to put all the, I don't know yet how to do this, because
Copy
I
and
feel
paste.
like when copy and paste, but I feel I have really got Lucas, for example, really like he really understand, and Wendy, but then when it's too much, I have to start a new one, and then I can see that they are not at the same level that we had before
So
in the
you need
conversation.
to just copy and paste just drag the whole conversation, everything, put it into a document, upload the document, so you've got the context of the conversation.
Okay. In a document, not on the actual chat. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would put it in a document, because otherwise you're doing the same thing again. You're filling it up.
Yeah.
You're
Exactly.
filling it up. So I would copy and paste it onto a document,
Yeah.
upload it, and say,
Got
read
it.
through this. I want to follow this conversation. Yeah. So
Great.
it's got the
Okay.
context of that conversation, and then it will be fine.
Perfect.
Christina, that's what I've done, because I've been doing a lot of work in projects, because I've got somebody's helped me set up like my real voice and who the people that I want to sound a bit like and use their influences. So any work I do in there, copy and paste it into a document, save it as a text Word doc only, and then upload it to Lucas and he gets it.
Okay, super. Sarah, you're also writing a book?
I've written one, but I'm writing another one about my story. Yeah.
I have, is it okay if I chat with you directly or in the group? Yeah, because I have
Just
some
send me
questions.
WhatsApp, Christina. Send me WhatsApp.
Okay. Super.
Okie dokie.
Great.
Naomi, do you have any questions?
No, all good. Thank you very much.
Okay. Fabulous. We all good? So we've got 2 dates coming up, because I stuffed the dates up and I just couldn't. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. So we've got 2 other dates coming up. So you can quite happy to join those or not join those. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I will.
It's in the group. So if there's no more questions, lovelies, have a great week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Many thanks, Wendy.
Let me know your wins.
Thank you all.
Take care,
Perfect.
lovelies.
Au revoir.
Cool.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Wendy.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.